Oh, level ups again. Well, let's have a look what we wish to do. I kind of would like to increase the survival with just one more point, just because we can so easily, plus, well, she is best with survivalism, so it kind of makes sense. Stealth is nice, but I do like the idea of increasing athletics, so I think I'll put one more point into it. Okay, what kind of a ranger ability would I wish to have? So there is still the wounding shot, of course. Then there's swift aim. The ranger gets into a speedy and fluid offensive rhythm, reducing accuracy, but increasing fire rate and reload time with ranged weapon and attack rate with melee weapons. So basically we would lose accuracy, but we would attack quicker. Predator Sense heightens the predatory instincts of the ranger's animal companion, giving them a damage bonus on any creature suffering a damage over time effect. But that would basically mean that we should have the wounding shot first of all. Vicious Aim. By lowering attack and reload rate, the ranger is able to take more careful aim, giving them increased accuracy and damage. Okay, this is kind of then specifically different than the swift aim. I'm thinking about taking either swift aim or wounding shot, but as such wounding shot is great, and then I could at least have a possibility of taking predator sense next time possibly. And this we can at least use the 2 per encounter, so as he or she would beat fleeing prey, the hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target enemy's progress, hoppling the target and inflicting raw damage over time to it. So that one. No new talents though. So level 3 ranger. And you gotta level up to mage or wizard. Okay, you definitely have most of the lore, so I guess I can just increase that again, because there's no reason why not. I guess I'll leave those points unspent, at least you're very good at lore. Okay, but what would I wish from the spells? That is a totally different question. I have no idea. Mirror image is like a... Mirror image probably creates duplicates of the caster and distracts enemies, granting high deflection bonus. Yeah, that is nice and great, but not something I would wish to have immediately. Oh, I can choose 2 though. This one is Great Lance of pure necroid energy, causing corrode damage instantly and over time. Ray of Fire creates a scorching ray of flame between the caster and the target, inflicting control burn damage. So basically, there is that one could inflict damage to more guys if you just use it from a good situation or position. Ray of Flame between the caster and the target, so I assume that it inflicts also burn damage to anything that would be between those two. Yeah, caught into the fray. That would be a possible good one, just would need to be using it in good situations then. Creates a rebounding ball of fire, inflicting burn damage upon anyone in its path. Not sure how exactly it would work. Bewildering Spectacle. Creates a bizarre and perplexing visual distraction, confusing enemies in the area of effect. Confusion sounds nice. Binding Web spins a resilient vicious web throughout the area of effect, reducing movement for all affected. Creates a mystical shield around the caster, suffusing them with bonuses to burn, freeze, corrode, and shock damage reductions. Okay. And that can also be cast to others, or is it just for yourself? Creates a mystical shield around the caster, so only for yourself. Combusting Wounds. Causes enemy wounds in the area of effect to ignite, inflicting additional burn damage over time each time they are wounded. Interesting. Conceal Out Corrosive Sipon. Eats away at the target spirit, inflicting corrosive damage and converting the essence into endurance for the caster. Curse of the Blackened Side. Shrouds Dodge's vision in total darkness, blinding them. Not the worst. Fetid Caress. The target becomes paralyzed, afflicted with boiling pustules of foul-smelling liquids that erupt from their skin, sickening those nearby. Interesting. Vital Essence. Infuses the caster with vitality, giving them a temporary increase in current and maximum endurance. So, okay. Merciless Gaze. The caster becomes able to see an enemy's weaknesses and vulnerabilities as though they were physically tangible, increasing the chance of landing a critical hit. But that is also akin for yourself, as a Merciless Gaze. Miasma of Dull-Mindedness. Cloud of heavy fog settles in the mind of those in the area of theft, dulling senses and wits, inflicting penalties to perception, intellect, and resolve. Okay. Okay, basically I saw all of those. I think I wish to take, was it this? Visual distraction, confusing enemies on the area effect. Yeah, let's take that one. No new talents done. Nonetheless, let's have a quick look into your Grimoire then. Okay, you basically just took those immediately into there. That's good, we can try them all out then and get a little bit more comfortable. So is this where I can... yeah, that is the dwarf we kind of save. Let's go and have a say to him or say hello to him. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets. My dearest Receipt. After this, you will eat nothing else. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Thank you kindly. You didn't exactly give me such a thing, but it's somewhere in here, I assume? I don't know. Savory pie, I guess it's this. A delicious smelling pie with a golden crust and a meat filling currently to leave one feeling a battle ready. Maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, it actually needs beers. No, we do have it here as sus, but, well, we'll see. Interesting as sus, those looking things. There's... well, let's have a look into that. It's not stealing when we just have a look. Spoons hang by the fire coated in brownish gunk. Okay, and we could try to go and see about visiting in the upstairs. Maybe the dog would wish to join us, who knows. I wonder why you are the one who is moving there, though this place was going under after the owner's loss, but it's held out. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, villagers, villagers, villagers. Wish we had some ministers in here. Drunkards and villagers. Orlan server.
No problem.
Ooh, you're a server here. You poor Orlan. I just carry the dishes. You'll want to talk to Baska at the counter there. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. A storm bright blade. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Very weird. Reach out for the soul. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out its part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing and as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, but to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Losing the arrow, He wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boy spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. As they stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with the knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loses this last arrow, which flies through and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. I wonder if I wasn't a ranger, but something else, then I probably would see this from someone else. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Okay, he was able to relatively easily hunt the deer. Step back. Huh.
Yeah, got it.
Quite intriguing. Let's have a quick save. Why not? Receipt savory pie. That was the receipt we happened to gain. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Well, let's reach out into that as well. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs and scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth, tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks the dock, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wonders the dogs offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Step back. Selena Vertivo and Storm Rightplay. I wonder if they have golden like that then I guess they are somehow very different, so to speak, to me. Ooh, there's something in the table. I have to check the table. I would assume that it's not good to be picking this up, though. Would we really be taking them from a tavern table? Not probably. That's probably the same story, yeah. I wonder why I see those stories from them but cannot talk to them. Well, let's go upstairs anyhow first, visiting there. And see if we can find this little dog. Arflot. Don't tell me the old man's sick. Roaches gather and flee under the crate. Roaches. No, he rolled his blow on some pick rock out in the middle of his field. He can't sleep now, says he's here in spirits. About rolling some rock? Into his cups more like. Interesting. Certainly someone we can be meeting, I'm sure. Incest. Definitely going to talk to you. Please leave me be. I am full of sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people, and I can definitely understand you for it. Another one. Actually quite a few of these kind of people. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. I wonder why. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a pearly clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shows his fist into the stomachs of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet, with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, 3 smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The 3 positions themselves in 3 parts of the room, and with the terse knot they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burns brightly, and all 3 slump to the ground in an agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to a room of the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistle trailing behind him. Very good at battles then. As you near, you feel a vibrant history again. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at the wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him, expressionless, a corpse waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the body's chest, copying sharp, angry symbols from the scrolls. The child doesn't flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, setting the symbols to go Dolly. The boy cries out, knees hitting in the stone heart, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, twitching, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes, like the twitches growing into convulsive shakes. Oh, or are these like some of the Kickstarter stories? I'm not sure. It could be. Just came into mind. Still, nice enough to read. Sila Amin. If it is. You see a lone empty road cutting through 2 large crop fields. The air is silent and the land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffling at the air, her nose high, her brown crinkles, and she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear, no clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around, confusing cloud in her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hand up to block the sun from her eyes, and scans the fields again, not finding what she once was looking for. She jumps onto her horseback, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burnt and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rabble. Intriguing. Well, let's go and have a look into this direction. Well, we could try to be picking up locks, I mean, but that's kind of weird how I can't notice to be able to almost click into it. Crammed behind the books is a drawing that shows Elliot and Lord Redrick is in a compromising position. Okay. This is not something that anyone could see. Oh, there's a book. I could probably take the book. Just because it would be nice enough to read a little bit later, not immediately though. Already pretty much a lot of reading with these guys here. Are you the doc? Doc, yes, Black Hound. No, I wanna be the one to talk to it. Not my wizard friend. Black Hound. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as it waiting to hear a patriarchal sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. Sorry, girl, don't think he's coming back. The dog whines softly again, head tilting. Well, you can come with me. Maybe we'll find him on the way. The dog's ears perk up. It trots over to you and barks happily. Yay! It came with me. I guess it's a companion in here, yeah. Oh, that's fun. That count. The small dog has a glossy black coat and an affable disposition. It trots along at your heels, gazing up devotedly whenever you come to a stop. Yay! New animal companion. Let's put you into the stats too. Really, we don't have to have you in there
No problem.
Yay!
Yeah.
Now we also have a dog companion. I guess this goes into the upstairs outside, I would assume. Poor little dog. Yeah, into
No
here
problem.
indeed. A little bit like I thought it probably would. Just a villager. Just a villager. Let's go and shoot in the city. These at least villagers back here. Decent folks like you don't fare too well in these parts. Ooh, I'm decent folk, am I? Oh, map can't be assets from there. I would have like to look into every this kind of a class that there is. You ever been to Defiance Bay? I haven't. The windows are clouded with the haze of accumulated smoke and cooking grease. With the roads like they are, I'll stay put. Sure. You guys do that. That's totally fine with me. Yay, the dog is running after us. And that is definitely a flower I can go and pick up. Bird's bell. Otherwise not too much in here specifically. I would kind of like to be going and seeing about the area that we had been before though, because just, well, there were those few things that I weren't able to do, and that is definitely at least glowing. To be continued with Pillars of Eternity with Kira Rusha.